about the unmute, but you know what? It didn't work because I'm sorry. I still am not unmuted. Let's try that. Am I unmuted? I'm apparently unmuted now.
Oh, can we all?
Yeah, they can see everything. It's
Okay,
all on the
hear.
thing.
Can they hear?
Can they hear everything?
They've always been
can
able to see. Yeah.
Someday I will figure out this whole thing about technology. It's true. Welcome this evening to, where are we? Oh yes, Dragonhearth Live. Our live streaming video of gaming nonsense that we're presenting this evening, and it's a pretty special evening for us because our Kickstarter ended yesterday.
Wow.
I'm going to need an applause sign, I think. Really. Our Kickstarter ended yesterday. Now, this means many things. Of course, the most obvious thing is that it means that Laura and I and the Bories are going to be starting at once to get everything together so that everybody can enjoy this game along with us. So that's a very important aspect to this. Let's see. According to everyone here at the table this evening, many of the people here are backers. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. And every one of them wants to know where their book is. And why I haven't shipped it yet. Well,
maybe a while.
Yes, it's going to take a while because we do have to write it and print it and ship it and stuff, right? But this does, because we've had such a wonderful Kickstarter, it doesn't mean that we're going to be able to create something really magnificent. We're really very excited about it.
We are.
And Laura, in fact, in honor of the occasion, wore her hat.
Yes, I promised the end of the Kickstarter I would wear my hat tonight. So here we are.
Yes.
My pirate hat.
Yes, her pirate hat. And not only is she wearing her pirate hat, but she's going to leave.
Hey, well, did you have to tell everybody?
Yes, because they're going to notice.
No.
I mean, they're going to say,
fine.
Where is Laura? And why is she not?
Yes,
That's
I've crawled
right.
under the table.
And more particularly, why have I asked a question on chat 10 minutes ago, and Laura hasn't said anything about it, and don't know that you're not here.
Yes, you're right. I have to leave tonight. Life happens. Neighbors things. It'll be fun.
It will be. Hi, come on in.
Hey, come on in.
All right.
Super.
Well, wonderful. Okay, so it looks like people actually came to the game this evening.
Oh, Ammon and Ammon, thank you.
Ammon and Ammon showing up. Yes, thank you very much for coming. And thank you, by the way, everyone out there. We, for one last time, one of the wonderful side benefits of having a successful Kickstarter campaign is that now both Laura and I can start thinking again.
Oh my goodness.
It was actually a real problem for us yesterday afternoon, wasn't it?
Yes, it was like we kept going to grab our phone and look at it like we had for the last 3 weeks, and we're like, oh.
To see how the Kickstarter is doing, but the Kickstarter's done. And so we had this withdrawal yesterday. It was really quite dramatic and traumatic as we kept reaching for our phones and kept putting them down. But there was no reason to do this because we have to, there's no reason for us to do this because our Kickstarter finished yesterday with an absolutely amazing 517,000. We raised
miraculous.
Yeah, it was just amazing.
But it means that we get to do just about everything we set out to do, and we're excited about that. It pretty much met all our goals. We were shy of our 550 goal that Tracy and I had decided the night before that we were just going to make that part of the campaign.
Because it was too cool.
We just couldn't not do it.
So right at the last minute, I loved it actually on the display that the stretch goal miraculously changed to 515.
That's right.
Which, you know, if you've been watching our stretch goals, you know, that was kind of an odd number for a stretch, but it worked out great. Because now we get to, we'll be able to share things about the ancient world, that's the foundation where all of this came from. And the great thing about that is that it'll help all of you game masters out there to create your own adventures, because you'll have a foundation of where the world came from. So thank you everybody out there, and thank you everybody here for that matter, for backing our Kickstarter and making all this possible. Someone actually asked us, are you going to keep running Sky Raiders at during the Dragonhearth? Well, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, there's so much more adventure to go, so much more drama to be had, so many more deaths that are.
We're having way too much fun.
The next
Just
mile
stop.
of road.
The next mile of road, who knows what's going to happen? The way this group is, every mile of road apparently has some horrific encounter involved in it. Oh dear.
It's a Herculean, some might even say Sisyphean attempt to get to the goal.
Well, that's right. So anyway, we are glad to be. We're going to be doing this. One thing we should mention: next week we will not be here.
Yes, it's Thanksgiving Eve in the United States.
In the United States, it's Thanksgiving Eve.
And
And I know for many of us,
Some
for
of
many
us
of the
have
table,
to-
wonder why that means anything at all in terms
Some
of
of
why
us
we're
have
not playing
to
it.
pick up family at the airport and defrost a turkey. You know.
Okay, look, the real thing is that some of us are going to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert in the afternoon. So, yeah, we would come here and run the game, but we won't be able to hear anything.
It's like it's like a triple birthday present. We're doing that, but we do have your darling parents are going to
Yes,
visit.
but my parents are flying in for the
excited.
weekend, and we need to make sure that they manage to get through the new Salt Lake Airport, because getting from one end to the other is
pretty long.
pretty long.
Under
yeah.
level says just tell them to draw a teleportation circle. They don't need a ride.
There you go.
There's so many jokes I could. I'm going to
Yeah.
just go ahead and skip over
Yeah, we
those
could
for
totally
right now, because we want game to happen here.
Yes, and
this
so
evening. Oh, and so Laura, what have you got for
we
us?
have the fortune cookie for the players.
Player's fortune.
Player's fortune of the evening is
This is also, by the way, a good excuse for us to go have Chinese food, because we couldn't just find it.
happiness is not a reward; it's a consequence.
So, by the way, is imminent death in this game. So we're clear. Okay. What's
And
my fortune?
for the GM?
The GM's fortune for today is
A huge fortune at home is not as good as money in use. That sounds like
I'm sorry.
Does that have anything to do with the
Kickstarter?
Kickstarter? I think it probably does.
That's
We're
hilarious.
going to put that money to good use.
Yep, we are.
We're
As a
not
matter of fact,
going to
that's
just.
a real fortune.
That's right. We're not
Okay.
going to actually buy a big home with all the money or
No.
move to Jamaica. No, we're actually going to put that money to use.
We're sending it to the printers
The printers, yes.
and
the
artists
manufacturer-
and
yes.
composers. We're very excited actually about what it's
So
being
by the way,
used
are the
for.
artists in our talent. I mean, I
Yeah.
got a wonderful text from Joe Manignolo, and how excited he was to be working on this. I got Matt Stawicki wants to know what it is we want him to paint.
That's exciting.
Yes,
Yeah, these
immediately.
people want to get started. I can't wait.
Yeah, and Carl Prusser actually wrote to me last week and said, I'm working on a theme for Cinder, for the
Wow.
town of Cinder.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very
So
cool.
he's not like even waiting. He's
just
gonna
moved
go
ahead.
It's already turning.
Already turning.
Fantastic.
Already turning. So yeah, so everybody that's involved in this project is so excited about getting really digging into it and getting started. And it's going to be an interesting trip for us. We had originally said, "Hi George, we don't have a job, so let's go ahead and do this Kickstarter, and this will be our job." And then I got a job.
And then you got offered a job. It's raining jobs.
It's raining jobs and stuff to do, so it's going to be a very busy time for us, but we're really excited.
Deja Vu says that they're very excited for the music, and so are we. Yeah.
So are we. Yeah, I'm very excited about the music because central thing in this whole campaign has been that the play at the table is the thing. It's not about being gimmicky. It's not about just trying to add stuff or to move the game into technology. No, it's none of that. All of this is designed to serve what's happening at the table and to make what happens at the table better. We've been game mastering for a long time, and we know that that's where the game needs to take place, between people and on the table. So that's what's so exciting about this, and a lot of people actually have gotten that vision. I'm glad to know that.
Dennis says the music, the art, Sky Pirates, with
What?
2 exclamation points. Yes, exactly.
Everything. We have everything. Everything you want in the campaign, right here.
And in fact, we should get going.
Yes, we should. Shouldn't we? Yes, we
Yes,
should.
here, I'm
Okay.
gonna turn-
Whoa! Now
I
everybody's seasick
know.
again because I didn't turn off the.
Oh, sorry. Let's see if I can get the other half of the table in there. There we go.
There's the other half of the table.
Yeah.
Look at that. See, we're all here.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we should probably actually play a game. Anybody bring maps from the last time we were here? I'm glad to hear it. Laura brought me down a new map, for that matter. Thank you, honey. Okay. Well, I guess we're probably about ready to start. Do you think that we can start, Laura?
I think you should get started.
Okay. Well, just a minute. I
These
need
people
to-
have been thinking about this all week. They have things to do. Some
Oh,
of them
yeah.
2 weeks.
Some of them 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, well then let's go ahead and begin our amazing game for this evening. Okay.
Underlevel says, I left my map at home. Feel free to send me one.
Did you guys fare out in the jungle?
That's
Just
supposed to
fine.
be just fine.
You look like you're walking on a stick.
There's a route. Could not find a route.
I brought you some things from the courtesy fridge.
Along with the bill.
The great thing about staying actually at the the Shadow Shack, the secret lair of the Bandit King. The great thing is that you don't have to worry about the bill. You've already paid.
Already paid.
Yeah.
There you go.
You've already. The morning has dawned, and most of you have had a very pleasant night's sleep. Some of you, as I recall, stayed in the jungle, and it was not nearly as pleasant. But you're hardy individuals. Some of you are hardy individuals and have awakened. The sky is slightly overcast. The clouds moving very quickly, actually, from east to west, bringing something of a breeze from offshore in the morning.
I suppose we're just going to wait until they manifest themselves, yes?
Yes, I believe that is what we have to do. Looks like it might be stormy, so perhaps we should wait inside for a while.
Let's have a nice hot breakfast.
Yes.
Please, don't hurt. Yeah, so how is the action on the inside of this? I mean, there's nothing going on out here. So, how is the action on the inside?
Should we get ready to?
Well,
Or
the
is there
first Earl of the
something-
Shadow Shack.
Shoot, I'm gonna check on my belongings.
You wanna check on that?
Or is there something in the jungle?
Quite surprisingly, your belongings are intact.
Oh, fancy. Even my
Yes,
stick.
the Bandit King has in fact honored your being in his home and has not taken all that much from you.
What has he taken?
Well, a few coins may be missing. It's hard to know.
And your dignity. I have no coins missing because I had none to begin with.
Well, there you are. See, you are even so
And all of
far.
your coins came from someone else anyway, so.
No, I slept on my coins. He-
Oh, okay.
You do in fact, you are in fact offered a meal inside the Shadow Shack. However, you notice that there are in fact always guards that are nearby and always at the ready.
I suppose that's only fair.
So we need to fend for ourselves in the jungle.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Go forage, yeah?
Foraging in the jungle, you in fact do find a number of very large bugs that have many edible qualities.
Slimy, yet
I'm going to
satisfying.
stick with my my rations.
You're going to stick with your rations.
Yeah.
Well, that only makes sense.
I'll guard the camp while you guys traipse about the jungle.
As you are at breakfast, the priest comes in and sits down with you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Blessings of the sky and the winds be upon you.
Thank you. Did you sleep well?
Oh, it was a bit of a rough night, actually. Tossed and turned, worried about Lenny.
He seems like a good kid.
He's a good kid at heart. Yes, he is.
He's our host.
So you-
We're not there.
We're in the jungle, so
Yeah.
you can't
They're
see
in the
our
jungle,
shocked
so,
looks.
Yeah.
their
Ignore
shocked
us,
looks
ignore us.
of amazement and their utter disbelief at your attitude toward the priest make no sense
Something
whatsoever.
silly has just happened somewhere in the world.
Something
yes.
you have all intuited somehow.
It's true.
I heard a million voices
Something
crying.
just said something stupid just now.
Yes, a million voices cried. Yes, thank you very much, Laura. That Jedi moment somehow connected into the jungle.
You're welcome.
There's a tremor in the forest.
You know, it just dawned on me, he might be dead.
Perhaps they are.
Yes.
I-
They did
I-
sleep in a, you know,
Den of thieves.
Den of thieves.
I just suppose we shall know of their demise once those thieves come out and attempt to take us with them.
Yes. I believe we should wait an hour if they are not here.
I wonder if those fellows in the jungle are dead.
Is an hour truly
Yes.
sufficient?
Ah, yes. Both the group inside the bandit camp and those outside the bandit camp are wondering, rather idly I might add, if the other group is somehow dead.
I shall make the decision for us. We shall wait 2 hours.
I'll check on them. And
Thanks.
I'll take a
That's
bite
fine.
out of my biscuit and walk out the door.
Yes, Bandit Biscuits, by the way, is a trademark, and it's an export, actually, more than anything else. So you leave
Yeah.
and are looking for the other group outside, carrying with you, no doubt, your nice, warm, and well-buttered biscuit.
Oh yeah, of course.
The priest, however, remains here with you.
Can you tell us anything about the harvest lord we're supposed to be looking for? What it looks like?
He
What-
leans in towards you and he tells you, I don't know what it is. Lenny seems obsessed with the thing. He's heard that there is some great treasure remaining in Termina. The place has been ransacked for centuries. There's no good there. It's cursed. Those who go in, none come back out.
Do you have any advice for us?
Don't go in. It's cursed. People who go there don't come. I Letty will not give up these materials, this baton to you, unless you go there and find this thing for him. My advice to you is to go in and just find something and bring it back. Tell him it's what he wants.
Why doesn't he send his thieves?
He did send his thieves.
Oh,
That's why he's more interested in you doing it.
I see. They didn't come back either.
No. But they didn't have me either. I will give to you a special blessing that will aid you in your quest.
Thank you.
That sounds good.
He glances around at the thieves who are all standing guard around. Then he begins making motions with his hands in your direction. The blessings of the wind, the blessings of the sky, the sun will shine upon you in the darkest of times, and you shall have the protection of the aura of the sky.
Just you three, though.
Pretty much just you three so far, because, I mean, nobody else is there.
We don't.
I mean, it wasn't like some sort of a blanket contract. It's just,
It's not transferred by osmosis?
well, we just don't know,
We just don't
do we?
know. Okay, it's a mystery, we'll figure it out.
I'm not
We're
sure why
leaving
I'm
the
taking
party
questions from the barn out in the woods. Maybe he's speaking to the sky. Or maybe he talks to the trees. It's hard to know.
So will you be going with us?
No, Lenny won't let me go. I'm his hostage. What an idiot. He asked me to come here to give him a blessing to make him well, and now I'm his hostage. Now he'll come to his senses. Just bring him something.
Okay, we'll do it. Maybe. We'll try. I'll try.
We'll try our hardest.
Remember the blessings with you will be protected. I think.
Boundless confidence.
Meanwhile, out in the jungle,
Out the jungle.
Foraging
The
for
mighty jungle?
Yeah, we're eating grubs and worms, yes. And the lions.
Yeah.
where the lion sleeps tonight,
We're
yes.
elves, we're eating berries.
It's a good thing, too, because if it was hunting, you'd all be dead.
So yeah, we're just waiting for the rest of our group to manifest.
Well, he has walked out.
Oh, yeah.
He's
that's right.
walked out with the
That's right, I
biscuit.
forgot
He's
about that.
actually well-fed and well-rested.
We don't
Yes.
actually know where we are.
I will wave to him from the tree line.
I'll wave with the
Yes,
biscuit.
come, join us.
I'll jog over, I guess.
Yes.
Yes, what's up?
It looks like a delicious biscuit.
Yes, it does.
I suppose I shall have to be
Are you guys
content
ready
with
to
these
head out
rations
and find
then.
the rest
You
of
can
the
go
group?
inside and get some if you really
Is
want
the-
to.
I'm sure I
is the
cannot, but thank you.
Lady thief going
Very
to
kind
guide
of
us
you.
back out to the road? 'Cause-
Is everyone else inside of good health?
Are you looking for the
Died in
lady?
last
Yes.
minute.
Yeah.
But you made it through the night.
Yes.
Yeah, that is wonderful. When can we expect to see everyone?
You find
That we might be on our way.
I don't know, I said she'll guide us
Guys,
back to
you'll
the
listen.
road.
We do blather quite a bit.
A lot.
Yes, I'd be happy to
Might be
guide
a
you
moment
back to the
then.
road.
Yes.
But at
Right,
least we
such
know
a
that they're
pact
safe
with the
inside.
lady.
Yes.
Lady.
That all is well.
For now.
Lady thief.
Yes.
When would you like to leave?
Actually,
Anyway.
to be honest, I don't care.
No, why I just want to be
Immediately.
about this business.
Let us,
The less time I have to spend with you people truly is better.
let's proceed.
Coming out then of the bandit encampment, bandit ruins, if you will, you see the rest of the group that is being led by the woman who led you here last night in the first place,
Latisse was her name?
Lettice.
Oh, yeah.
Latisse
Still
Bardella.
with us.
Okay.
Say, I think that was you.
No, you're saying okay.
Oh,
Yes, it was.
Why?
what?
Why forever for?
She led us into the trap.
So we're following her out back.
It's not a trap.
We didn't die.
It's the Shadow Shack. Good food,
I
good
would
times.
I would like to eventually kill her.
Be about that business then.
Well, now is not the best time.
Wait until we're back on the road.
Yeah, and then knock herself out.
Identify the most prudent
We'll
moment.
knock her
Yes.
out.
Yes, indeed.
Do you know, having overheard the recent conversation, I'm skipping out.
Wow.
Now we're lost in the jungle.
Yeah, Latrice just left.
Yes.
Fairly well, Latrice. Fairly well.
Good night, Hall.
Yes, travel safely.
For now.
We can, the sarcasm, yes, definitely. I do not have to roll for that.
Well,
Matisse is moving very quickly, in fact, down the
Well, I'm
trail.
following you.
Are there any thieves among you? Quite fortunate, in fact, because you would lose her otherwise. But gratefully, you can recognize those same signs that you'd seen in the woods the night before. Contrary to your prior means of operation, however, you are now moving in daylight.
It is fairly disorienting how far one can see.
Although in this jungle, not particularly far. Foliage is very, very dense, and it can be very easy to be lost here. But again, fortunately, there are signs, very subtle signs that have been left through the jungle to mark the trail and the way back out.
so about how long is it from where we are to Turnpike?
I believe it's a day.
So,
I thought we traveled 2 days.
So, are you paying attention so that when we return with the harp, we'll know where to turn off the road?
I'm definitely paying attention. I'm taking
Yes, it's a
notes.
hawk.
okay.
She is actually taking you in a different path. Down through the hills where the Shadow Shack is located, and down and further down deeper into the jungle.
Matisse.
But it isn't actually very long because this particular path is much shorter than the path you took the day before. And this path leads you very quickly back down to a very wide and well-traveled road.
Right.
Accidentally dropped the
Latrice,
right foot.
was it your intention to accompany us all the way to town then? Or was it just, are you just bringing us to the road?
Well, it's a good thing actually we found the road because Latisse herself has disappeared.
Oh, well, that answers that question. I turned to ask the question, but then she has
She
evaporated.
knew that he's been.
Is there anything
Can't
notable
go
on the road
wrong.
at this point
Very
we
well.
can remember as this is where we need to turn off?
Everybody give me a perception check.
What was the question?
This is awesome music.
I rolled an awesome 6.
Wow, 19.
Same here.
20.
10. I'm sure I have a negative to that though.
Okay.
Yeah, 17.
Despite the humidity and the heat of the jungle, you feel a chill.
Really?
Oh, I like that.
Well,
It's coming from down the road to
I'll follow it, I guess.
the left as you're facing the sunrise, to the
wander
north.
off. That's might
To the
not be
left.
the direction we
The
desire.
sunrise is in the east?
Sun rises in the east.
I'm
Yes, it's a
curious
good thing to know
what
here,
it
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we want to head east to Terminal,
Yes.
but we feel the cold coming from the north.
Yes.
Huh.
I don't feel anything. I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Do you
He's
have
fine
any
with it.
idea what
All
that
right.
might be?
No.
Let us.
Bigger.
What's
Do we,
become?
do we hear anything?
It's become
Yo.
cold. It has.
Hi.
I didn't notice.
Yes, actually, you did.
What do we hear?
A song.
Tom Bombadil.
Perhaps. Is there anything above us in the sky?
You think you've seen a shadow move in the sky.
Okay. High up in the clouds, I
High
assume.
up, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I do dare say, perhaps it was just a wisp of cloud, but I swear I saw a shadow move. Up there in the clouds, see?
No. I hope
Dost
it's.
thou see?
I hope it's Nothing that wants to eat us.
Dust I see.
I noticed something. What do you think it
I know not. But I do know the terminus is not up there.
is? Is there a flying animal that puts on a pole?
So the road that we came in, the trail,
Nature,
the
maybe?
hidden
Yeah,
trail
no,
that we-
Yes.
leads to the south.
The hidden trail actually leads to the west.
Oh, to the west.
You've been traveling east from the shack.
Yes, that's where
The road itself runs north and south,
Oh, it does?
yeah, at
She
this
brings
point.
up an interesting point. Is there a knowledge skill any of us can roll to see if we know of an animal that both flies and creates a cold aura?
So we need to go south.
Yeah, but it looks like we got to break off the road, go over the country.
Nothing comes
if
to
this
mind.
is Termina.
Okay.
I can't tell what Termina
Is
is.
Termina to the north of us right now on that road?
I feel like Termina is more to the southeast of us.
Southeast.
Southeast with more easterly than southeast.
Well, we have a map, so let's get going.
Yeah.
Is the crazy cartographer about?
I assume we're taking with him. Taking
Stay
with
at
us.
the Den of Thieves?
That seems like a very safe place for
Actually, now's a really
The
good
crazy
time to mention-
cartographer is indeed about.
Well, then he might be able to point us in the direction we need to go.
I've got a map!
You do?
I've got a map!
Excellent.
He pulls out a map.
Can you show us where we are on this map?
Yes!
Do you want that? To indicate where we are?
Let's see, I think I have one.
All right.
He's got a map.
I have a map! I
Yes.
have a map!
Yeah, that's the map.
That's the map. That's the map.
Yes, actually, he points to a location on the he points to a location on the map, but the map is such size that it doesn't really help you knowing exactly somewhere in the middle of the road between Haven and Cinder.
So which way is Termina?
South.
Well, yeah, it's like I said, it's southeast of it. All I can say is
Southeast.
to
But
head
the
south on the
road,
road.
this road travels north and south.
Well, yes.
Then we shall go south.
The road does travel north to south. That is correct, but it does eventually break to the west. That is about the time that we need to diverge from that road, go overland, and, in a southeasterly direction until we come upon Termina. The gods willing, that is.
I thought you were a noble. How do you know how to read a map?
How do I know how to read a map?
Yeah, nobles don't know how to do anything.
That is libel slander, sir.
It's common knowledge.
We are very important components to society.
I feel like we should stay on the road.
Go south?
So we're right in,
I don't know where we are.
we're somewhere between
Yeah, Termina and Haven right there on the map.
here.
You see how it breaks to the.
We never went to Haven.
No, but he's
No, we
somewhere
don't. But that's what.
between.
Well, currently we are standing in the
So
middle
we
of
can
the
either go
road.
back to Cinder
I'm
and
going.
head.
South. We head
Let us
south.
go
We head
south.
south.
Yeah, so this is what I was indicating. Of course, we're somewhere here. If we just head south, as it begins to break, we just
Go
go
southeast.
southeast overland until we run into Termina, hopefully.
So the cold is coming from the direction of Haven.
Or was it more coming from the sky? You did say north,
Yes.
and is it still upon us or has it passed?
No, it is past.
Okay.
Oh, so it came
bother.
past our, okay. Yeah, south, we go south.
We're heading south.
You move south not terribly far and you find next to the road the remains of two tall onyx statues.
Interesting.
One of them is broken. The top of it is broken off and lies at its feet. The other one, and they look to be originally mirrors of one another, of figures holding their hand up like this.
At each other or down the road?
Actually facing, they're both on the east side of the road,
Okay.
facing toward the road.
Okay.
Around that.
Are they
Off the
dragonborn
road.
figures? Human?
They are, they look to be fey,
Yeah.
Our brethren.
but as you get closer to them, that same chill that you had felt before becomes very powerful.
you feel that?
Yes.
Seems ominous. Perhaps we shall walk around.
It does seem ominous.
Beyond these two figures, however, you can see even as the jungle is encroaching and there is some overgrowth, there is a road that extends to the east.
Right.
Does it
Right, I think now is a good time to bring this up.
There is our easterly route.
Yes, I have an idea. We can not go to Terminac.
Terminus?
Terminus, thank you.
It's Terminus.
And instead go to Haven, buy a harp, fancy it up, and bring it to him, and just tell him he has no idea what this harp looks like.
Why would you
We
say
risk
that?
losing the stick.
Because he told us that last night.
No.
I would like to pull out my map.
He said he didn't know how big it
and look
was.
at it.
No, he said he didn't know, he's never seen it before.
Wait, I want to look at the map that I have of Terminus and see if there's anything on there.
Of course.
Yeah, it's got that name.
I just think it's a better idea than dying in Terminus.
I could fancy it up a bit by making it glow or something when he touches it.
Yes, I'm sure the Dragonborn will.
Don't you think
Will
the
snitch
pillars-
on us though,
don't you
because I think
those
he's the lead
pillars-
with Lenny.
He figures it out.
I like Lenny.
You like Lenny?
He's,
You appreciate his character, I see.
yeah, he's never lied to me.
Well,
He's the lead with him.
He's never stolen anything from me.
Save for the,
Save for the weapons that we had to fight as minions to get back.
That was the
That was
Letitia
the
sword.
Letitia.
that and the baton of Marchand, which is...
He
Yes.
didn't steal that from me.
Oh, so is the extent of his character, is the extent of someone's character gauged on whether or not they have offended you personally?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay.
So far,
So far.
yeah.
Indeed. Well, very well.
Well, I mean, if the Dragonborn were a good sword.
so long as
Otherwise, you never know.
the only risk is if we bring it back and he discovers that we've just delivered a false harp, he will not give us the staff of Marchand,
Baton.
baton of Marchand.
Yes.
He probably still is.
And then being surrounded by dead thieves, we may need to extricate ourselves somehow.
Okay, let's look at the map of Terminus and see if there's
Yes.
actually a-
And there's a quality to be had here. One, if we are discovered for our fraud, indeed, our lives will be forfeit. If we venture to Terminus, they are potentially forfeit.
Like us.
Which has more adventure?
There is always the option
goodness.
of simply planning to steal the baton of Marchand from Lenny.
Stealing from the stealers.
Indeed.
Those who have made a career and, dare I say, an empire of stealing, and we are to steal from them.
We're just listing
I'm
options.
not saying that's a bad idea. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
What is on the map with the line?
Thievery is not my strong suit.
No, nor mine.
Going stole.
I say terrible.
Yes.
Yes, I
But I would be happy to heal you as you guys are dying.
Termina. The man with the map, in fact, starts dancing down the road.
I'm going with him. to Terminus.
Very well.
Let him go alone.
So, will you go away?
We're following him.
Going, Termina.
Oh, is he going to turn? I'm sorry.
I'm
He's going down the road.
He's going
He's
to
going
Termina?
down the
He's
overgrown
almost
and
full.
Is
ancient
he going to the
road.
Eastern Road or the Southern
Eastern road.
Yeah, so he's going to turn. Okay, well, very well then. It's
I will be in the
7:96.
rear of the group, just in case they all die.
The far rear of the group.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Watching through heavy lenses, no doubt. Yes.
Not quite that far.
I
But
see.
Now,
Yes.
the cartographer is eccentric, but he has never led us astray.
Oh, I'm not worried about
Has
him.
he ever
I'm
led
worried
you
about
anywhere?
you leading me astray.
To this point,
He's
From
led you all the way
Cinder.
to this point?
he sent us here with his map.
I know enough of your relationship with this man.
Yeah.
If you have a history, then
He-
far be it from me.
He is odd, but he doesn't know where he's going.
Eccentric is the word I use, but eccentric.
Come along, my dear.
Indeed.
All
You're
right.
moving down the road
On the
then,
way
the
to
eastern
Termina.
road. As you move down the eastern road, you notice that the wind slows and stops and the air becomes still.
As in it's difficult to breathe, or there's just no breeze?
It's just no breeze.
Just really still.
The humidity is almost oppressive.
I'm gonna look up again.
Rather gray skies. Although the clouds are still moving from east to west.
Desert room.
Well,
It looks like I
old man. Matt Baker.
Termina, Termina!
Yes, how far until we obtain Termina?
Just ahead, Termina, Termina!
That's very well.
He's really moving very quickly down the road, in
Oh.
I
fact.
feel as if we should hurry then.
I don't wish we could
Keep pace, I suppose, as best we can.
The road turns slightly, angles slightly toward the northeast.
So we're heading away from Termina then.
Well,
Sort of.
No, east.
Except you said northeast. but I
It's
thought we were going
angling toward the
southeast.
northeast.
Well, we went
yeah,
south.
I've been east southeast this whole time. But regardless,
Termina,
we
Termina!
stay on the road with the
Oh,
man.
yes, it should, in fact, get the roads.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
To get to Termina?
With the miracle of technology.
Alrighty then.
I don't see what it is. Okay.
Alright.
Very well then.
Apparently the thief, knowing some amazing spell,
Yes.
Awesome. Very well. Okay.
as you move down the road, you notice that there's a ground fog that seems to be covering.
This bodes ill, if I do say so myself.
I ready my crossbow just in case.
And even in what feels like almost oppressive heat, the fact that there's a fog here at all seems very strange.
Does it smell weird or does it smell like fog?
Nothing says
I'm trying to
evil
think
is
of
about
how
them.
fog smells, but in this
Unexplained weather phenomenon.
In this particular case, it does have an odd stench to it. Yes. It is also getting thicker as you proceed and rising from the ground.
Very well.
Through the fog in front of you, you hear Termina, Termina.
At least we can continue to follow him. We're not going to lose him.
I don't want to hurt him. I don't
God
want
to
him
be
hurt,
praised for
so-
that blessing, I suppose.
We'll go faster.
Carefully,
It's difficult to see.
since we can't see our footing.
I will let the dragon run go faster.
I say we all grab on to each
Oh,
other
so-
so we don't get lost and separated from
Yeah,
this.
do we have a rope? We can't see one
Each
another.
have.
Actually, I think we do.
It might not be a bad idea. It might not be a bad idea to lash some rope
Yeah, we
between us so we don't lose each other in the fog.
Somebody grabbed them, that was your time.
So he's gone.
As you're
You're very
moving down
good
the
at
road
typing.
through the
It's the luck
fog,
of the mad.
Just because I've been tied up, all of a sudden I'm good at tying
I
up?
thought you were restraining the
Innkeeper.
tavern.
Oh, yeah. You jest, sir. I see now. I see.
as you're moving through
I've
the
been
fog,
wasted all my time.
the jungle around you begins to thin. The foliage looks anemic and lighter in color.
So we can now see further around each other.
Not by much. This is probably
A few feet.
within in this particular case, it's about 100 feet.
Okay.
It's not clear, but you can see well enough to about
Probably
100
don't need to be
feet.
tied together anymore, though.
No, I would think not.
Okay, then yeah, we'll loosen the bonds.
Can we hear the river?
Put away the rope.
You can hear the river. It's off to your right. You start on the ground. You start seeing patches of standing water.
Seems like rain's been here recently.
Should we head towards the river?
Well, where do we hear the old man? At all?
Yes, he seems to. You can the cartographer.
Yeah, the cartographer.
You can see him shadowy about 100 feet ahead of you.
It's
Yes.
my intention to just continue in that direction, wherever he's going.
I'll sprint to catch up to him.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
great.
wanna get
Catch
lost.
up.
You sprint to catch up with him. You notice as you sprint to catch up with him that the way underneath your feet there are patches of cobblestone.
Found Termina.
Ah, huzzah!
Yes.
Perhaps a little less shouting, since people come here and die.
Sorry, just give him a huzzah.
Don't you hear the crazy cartographer still singing Terminal?
Yeah, I'll go up there. And
Yes, but he is mad. Mad people have luck.
They don't bring in.
As you reach
You can
him,
do
he
all the shouting
stops
you want away from me.
making any noise
Oh, yes.
and stops on the road and just gazes ahead of him.
Have we arrived at Terminal?
Through the fog, you can see the ruins of an ancient gate, and beyond that, the remains of a bridge.
Because it's not a
Where's the
complete
bridge?
bridge.
Where's the bridge?
Is there still a river running under it?
You can hear the river flowing under it, but at the same time, it has widened considerably here, and there are wide patches of water that are moving. It's moving actually quite slowly here.
Is the bridge? Can we pass over it, or is it just broken remains?
You can also see to the left of the bridge, along the edge of the water, there appear to be some ruins in that direction as well.
That's just not.
So the river kind of runs through the city.
I guess that makes sense.
I'll ask the cartographer, have we arrived? Is this it?
I will speak forward. Go to the city quietly.
What character are you playing? Oh, Gabaro.
Guitar. It's the culture you're from.
Have I ever seen him go on all fours?
No. No,
That's
as you approach the bridge, you stop.
Like I physically can't go forward.
No, you are in amazement actually at the structure that's in front of you, because it's a legendary structure.
Oh. What does it detail? Or is it just the city itself that's legendary?
This is the Quindaris Bridge.
Oh shit.
It was the southern bridge into the city
That's a road?
in the ancient of times, and it was the gate through which the prisoners were transported to their many prisons around the island. It's a notorious gate, and and during the Great Wars was a place of much siege.
Do we think that the ruins off to the side of the river might be like an old prison?
That would make sense.
Well, if you guys would finally listen to me, we can look at the map of Terminal.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
I'm talking quiet.
Perhaps you should talk louder because people are
Should
watching
I
us
literally
dream.
beg you guys to look at the map?
No, I'm good. Let's look at the map.
Indeed.
You would like to look
I
at
heard
the
that
map?
someone does have a map.
Of Terminal.
There, you do have a map of Termina, and in fact, the map was the one that you stole from the cartographer. The only map that was different in all of the maps that were in his satchel. The map of Termina appears to be roughly drawn, and in fact shows the location of the Quindaris Gate, although it's also scrawled over it the Blood Bridge.
Blood Bridge?
Blood Bridge. You can see that beyond this there is a road that extends past a very large building, prominent building, and then it forks in, and then directly into the heart of the city
Are there
itself.
any entry points to the city other than the Blood Bridge?
There are, from the north side of the city,
And we are currently on the south side?
yes, a place that is labeled on this map Deadlands.
Oh,
That's where we're
Sounds
at.
friendly.
We're at the Deadlands?
No, you're actually on the
That's-
south side of the
oh,
city.
the
That's
north
on the
side.
north side of the
so we
city.
can either come through the Blood the blood bridge to all the prisons and potentially traps
We can
that
cross-
may have been set on for sieges, or we can go up to the Deadlands, which sound very friendly.
We can cross the Quindaris Bridge into the city.
Where's the Quindaris?
Terminal was built on
That's the
an
bridge.
island in the river.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the blood bridge.
No, no,
That's
Quindaris
separate.
Bridge.
That's its nickname.
Oh,
The most prominent feature on this map actually is a thing that's labeled the Sylph Quay. It is a huge structure that is on that is beyond the Blood Bridge, beyond the Quindaris Bridge, an enormous round structure. That has an appendage building built off it. It is by far the biggest structure that is in the city, and certainly beyond anything you've ever seen.
If this bridge was heavily
And,
involved
that is,
in the siege, if we are to continue across it, it would be best if we check it for traps.
And
Is the appendage of the building intelligence a dock, or is it another building?
Does it go into the river?
Well, the main building itself, the quay,
That's
is
top,
circular
that's in the course.
on the map.
Peculiar.
It's
Is
a
it
mess.
on the river or in the middle of the city?
It is east of the river.
I'm sure structural integrity is sound.
But didn't we say the bridge was destroyed?
The bridge is heavily damaged, but and there are parts of the bridge that have crumbled away to the side, but it does look passable.
Okay.
Well, that's the
So
photography.
we could have
He's ever been in Turbine.
And that's how I go.
we should send the smallest first.
No.
Wait.
Too dangerous?
Have a map. He hands you a map.
Thank you. Is the city too dangerous to
I
go
can
in?
send something that looks like a person across the bridge first. It won't,
Ah, an illusion.
trigger a trap. Yes,
Yes.
but if somebody is waiting over there,
Of course.
they might alert to.
That is.
Okay.
But
That
before
is
we do that,
wise.
let's see if the cartographer's map looks different than the other one.
Yeah.
The one he just handed me, it's the same.
It's the same map he gives to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Bravo.
What is the time that he has to draw all these big detailed
He
maps?
already had drawn them.
All right.
So, I
Maybe he drinks them.
will create an illusion of a cloaked humanoid figure of some sort
Mm-hmm.
and send it across the bridge.
Very sneaky.
You create this illusion of a cloaked figure and have it moving across the bridge. It moves through the fog, through this suppressive fog and mist. And as it moves onto the other side, you can see two small shadowy figures reaching out for it and then disappearing.
I did.
Gee, we did.
Could we tell what they were?
Hard to tell in the fog.
All together now, I suppose.
But to certain death, let's go.
John, I'm not going to cross that bridge.
I'm going. I don't know about
Want to
you.
take a boat?
Do we have a boat?
We could probably.
Well, then yes, I do want to take a boat, but circumstantially speaking,
We could look around for a boat.
I suppose we could.
What are these two little people going to do to seven others?
Did it seem like they were trying to
Suck our
attack
souls.
them? Or
You're just
No, you don't
reaching
need
out.
just reaching
Drag
out?
us clawing and scraping
Only
to
two
the
little
underworld.
people. Two little people, though. Get the seven of us.
Perhaps you're right. Let us proceed.
I'm going.
The Dragonborn and the Barong are totally fine.
All right. Well,
I will stand back and let them go.
We will walk behind the windshields.
I will. Yeah, we will bear
I
witness
will.
to their success or their demise.
Either way, what a great song.
I will be 60 feet behind them.
He's a great warrior. Haven't you seen
Yes,
all the feats
he is
of
a great
arms he's
warrior.
accomplished?
Yes.
The feats of
Who is
God.
crossing first? You are crossing first.
Okay.
The Barong
I'll
crosses.
go with him.
Yeah, we're
Moves
walking
across the
shoulder
bridge.
to
You
shoulder.
would, the Barong with the Dragonborn walks across the bridge, and the thief follows as well.
I'll be just behind them.
We're waiting.
Yes.
Yes, you're waiting.
Don't let the ladies show you guys.
Dear, please wait.
We don't mind.
Yes.
Ladies,
Oh,
you want.
okay.
So I'm with the ladies
So-
because
What's the biggest thing? Well, I can only make it so big. Okay. I'm going to make another humanoid illusion, and it'll walk in front of us.
Very well.
A scary looking one.
A scary looking.
Like an ogre.
That's right. It's like this Halloweeny costume that's moving ahead of you across the bridge. As you cross the middle of the bridge, you notice there is no sound here except what you make. And the
does
stones.
the sound still carry?
Yes. At least you can hear them as they step across the bridge.
Okay.
And you can hear the stones as they kick them as they move across the bridge. Okay, and now and then a splash as they kick it over the side and into the water below. But other than that, there's no animal sounds, no other sounds to be had. And the air is absolutely still.
Do we see any movement in the city?
You can barely make out the ruins themselves towering in the fog.
Did they make it across the bridge though?
They are across the bridge.
Yes, fantastic. Let's go.
Oh, good. Oh, yes. Let's go by all means.
Well done.
We're gonna
Well done, all. Well done.
look out for any hidey hole spots that somebody could jump from behind.
These ruins are a terrible mess. They were in fact the heart of battle for many, many years. And so the buildings themselves have broken into a jumble that is difficult to even recognize in some places. But as you're in front and you're in front, and as you step across the bridge, you notice to the left, to your right, next to the ruins, a pair of children huddled together.
I'm going towards them.
About the size of the figures we saw.
Yes.
We're going to be killing the children.
I'm trying to help them.
I'll greet the children.
You greet them,
Hello.
and they look up at you. You can see their faces are thin, their cheeks are hollow. They have obviously been in want for some
I
time.
offer them my
Break out
rations.
my rations, yeah.
Are they human? Human children?
They are human children.
Yeah, I just immediately give them my rations.
You go to hand them the rations. They reach out for you, and as they reach for the rations, they disappear. The fog has they come apart in front of you and dissipate into the fog.
Ghosts.
Oh no.
Can I still see, or did the mist just cover us, or?
It is. You can still see.
Okay,
It
so
is-
they just disappeared. It's not like they were just shrouded.
not so much disappeared as they've just disintegrated in front of you, forming back
That's
into the
what
fog.
we
That's
circle
what
back to
I'm
back
gonna
so that
This
we're
actually
They're
reminds
ghosts.
me of a poem.
I mean, that's what it sounds like to me.
It reminds you of a poem.
What? Please.
Yeah, no, indeed, pertaining to ghosts. The poem is, I have heard myself say, the house with the death in it can no longer be bought or sold by the living. It can only be borrowed by the souls that have stayed behind, worrying about the floor, staying behind to catch a glimpse of the last moments of their lives. But it's like seeing faces on the wrong side of wet windows, smeared by rain. Their prison is their not staying. Their prison is their never seeing.
Yes.
There.
Nicely done.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, this is working.
Yes, indeed. Perhaps that is what we are confronting here now. Spirits that are doomed to never see. Well, I don't know that does help us in any way whatsoever. Suffice to say, shall we make haste?
I put away my ration and pull up my mace.
Right from ration to mace.
I say we head towards the quay.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Really?
Keep an eye out the whole time.
Would I know anything about like silk harps?
Ah, sylph harps. Indeed.
Because if I heard
Where does
it's
this
called the
come
sylph quay, and you're looking for a harp, could I put two and two together?
It may work.
Yes, I agree. We should head towards the quay.
All right. So wending our way as best we can through this ruined, mist-choked city.
Following the map toward the Sylph.
Oh, following the map. All right.
And you're
the
following the
Well,
map toward
Sylph ruins.
the Sylph Quay?
Sylph quay.
Isn't it where the line, the dashed line goes to, or does it not?
Well, the Sylph Quay is to the northeast of where you are right now. There looks to be a road that goes east and then turns toward the Sylph Quay.
Sounds like the road we
Let's do
want.
it. Everybody weapons out.
What was this you were saying about
That's
Sylph
valid.
hops?
Sword out. No, we don't.
Yeah.
There, I don't know. There's a fancy harp that.
There's a hop here that the
Would
King of
there be a
Thieves
double?
Lenny
double-
wants.
But he's familiar with a Sylph hop.
I'm
No.
not. I don't think so.
Could there be a double entendre though? Like he's calling it a hurt, but it might actually mean something else.
He doesn't know what it is. I mean,
Right?
He doesn't know what it is.
It could be anything.
Sound
I think
begins
we'll
to
see it.
intrude on your musings as you stand here amidst the ruins. From the other side of the bridge you just crossed, you can hear the sound of marching.
Oh crap! Prepare your weapons,
Let's go.
everybody.
Let's go. Let's go.
Perhaps it's time to hide and see who's behind us.
Let's just
There
obscure.
isn't,
No.
I doubt there's
Though I
anything.
shall not linger in the street, and I will cower with you. I'm sure it is just a ghost army.
Just a ghost army.
Well, not like hostile.
Well,
They're just
while
spirits,
he's
apparitions.
doing his noble talking thing, we're gonna go hide.
They are just worrying about the floor, tending to their deaths like
Well,
patchy
if, okay,
gardens.
guys, if the road turns, let's just go. Because they won't be able to see us.
I
Yes,
agree.
agreed. Yes,
Let us go.
All right.
You're following the road to the east.
Yes.
As you move down the road to the east, you can also, the ruins are on either side of you. And the road does turn, in fact, to the northeast slightly. But as you come down the road a very short way, you find that the ground has sunken here. And that the water, stagnant water, standing water, swamp, has encroached here on these ruins.
I hate swamp.
Taking up the road, eating up the road as you were on, that was leading you toward the quay. Next to it is a set of ruins that seems to extend across this swampy place, but you'd have to navigate through the ruins to get to it, to the other side.
So the road's impassable.
The road leads down into water. I can't say how deep that is.
Not
Let's
it.
go over
Dragonborn water.
the road.
No, I like Dragonborn. I like fire.
Very well. Well,
The sound of the marching continues behind you, and then it
Indeed.
stops and falls into a cacophony of sound. A word I love to use, and everybody says, "What is a cacophony?"
Big word.
Battle is taking place behind you.
What?
It was good to leave.
Did I not declare thusly?
yes, yeah. What
Okay,
a
I say to
good
keep
job.
going towards the quay. Do you guys want to go through the water, or do you want to go through the
No, we'll take the long way.
Through the ruins seems safest, ironically.
As you step into the ruins, you see that it does, in fact, extend across the water. The water does fill a little bit into the ruins, but at least there seems to be a path through the ruins that will get you to the other side. But as you move through, you see figures ahead of you in these ruins.
Ghosts. I'll go check them out.
Yeah.
I'll let him go check them out.
Most generous of you.
Yeah.
How far away are they? Just,
They're in the ruins, standing amidst the ruins.
are they blocking our way forward?
In this particular case, there appears to be a warrior who is standing here.
I will, holding one end of my stick and all the way over there, I'm going to try and just nudge him with poke him.
That's a great idea. No warrior.
Yeah.
Are you real?
That's very interesting. That's right. And adding a whole new dimension to the whole 10-foot pole concept.
Maybe he has COVID.
You nudge him from a distance, at least 6 feet away. Good. You nudge him from this distance, and as you do, you see that it is not just him, but there is the figure of a woman that is standing in front of him.
Is he solid?
You nudge him, and in fact, you do connect with something. And he turns and he pushes the woman behind him and draws his weapon.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a ghost.
You mean you know Hamza? Are you well?
He speaks in a language you do not understand and begins to attack.
Oh, no.
But he did start.
Yes. He did start indeed. Assault is assault.
Was it a language any of us understood, like
No.
Dragonborn or anything like that?
The Barong actually is he.
I speak in Infernal, Elvish, and Common.
I speak in Dwarvish,
I speak.
Thieves' Cant, and Common.
Where are you seeing that?
But I guess none of us
The Barong actually does not understand the language, but he does know what it is.
Oh, really?
It is the old language of the keepers.
We found a keeper.
Ask. Maybe that map man knows.
It would be great to ask the map man if, one, he were here, and two, if we weren't in the middle of combat.
Well, I was about to say, I think we left him behind.
Oh, I
What do you
Did you stay
do?
in the jungle?
No, he
I'm
stayed on the
going
up.
to
He didn't cross the bridge.
drop my
shuffle
stick.
around.
Yeah.
If I'm going to fight him, I'm going to fight him unarmed so I can't do him any serious harm, because I feel like this is a misunderstanding.
Okay.
I'll drop my stick.
If
and
you
do
declare subdual damage, you roll damage like normal, but 25% of it is real. It does translate. But go ahead.
Okay. So yeah,
You
I'll-
drop your stick and
and do this. Like I mean no harm. But if he comes forward, I'm gonna knock him in the face if he's gonna try and hurt me.
throat punch.
he holds his ground and yells at you in this language.
You haven't told any of us what the language
No,
is.
it's keeper.
Oh, he's speaking in Keeper?
Keeper. Something to do with keepers.
I'll ask him if he understands me in halfling.
He sees you, and he's getting more agitated at this all the time.
Let's just back off.
Yeah.
He turns to the female figure that is with him, yells at her, and she turns and runs away.
I cast comprehend languages.
Oh,
Nice.
Now I can't talk to him. I can just understand him.
That could be useful.
And he's yelling, and you do understand him.
Hail, sir. Hail.
Well, you can't talk to him, but you
Well,
can at least
in my
understand
language,
him.
I say, I agree with
Yeah.
him, but obviously that doesn't mean anything to him.
Yes.
And he says,
And he says, "Who are you? Keep away from me.
Alistair.
Who are you? Keep away from me."
Alistair.
Jane.
Alistair.
Surrender. Surrender.
No, I think he wants us to surrender.
Oh,
my hands are already up.
I put my mace away.
Yeah, I'll drop my sword to the,
I raise my
to the
hands.
floor. My rapier.
So far, he hasn't shown any actual aggression.
Then
So the fact that it looked like he was going to attack me 2 seconds ago.
you speak to me. I understand you.
Prisoners. Prisoners.
No.
Prisoners.
He thinks we're his prisoners now. No. Friends.
Why don't we see where he wants us to take us before prison?
Well,
He's pointing with his sword
that seems like a
behind
pretty
you.
dangerous gamble.
Behind us?
Yes.
What's
Go,
behind us?
go, go, prisoners.
What direction?
Go
Back
where? I
towards
know.
the top- the
Go.
I know. See where go.
Go, go, prisoners, go. Must take you to master.
Apparently, there's someone in charge that he wants to introduce us to. Not as free citizens, though.
He turns his sword behind him and points in the direction that the woman ran. Go, prisoners, go.
I mean, I still have my mace.
He wants us to follow the woman?
Go, prisoners, go.
So yeah, I'll walk in that direction.
Isn't that the direction we kind of want to go? Anyway?
Yes, actually it is.
All right. let's do it.
Okay, well, I'm going
still
to pick up my
technically
rapier before I go. But, yeah. Alistair.
Go, prisoners.
His name is Go.
I'm just going to call you Go. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so we
Yes,
move in that
let's-
direction,
let's
I
do it.
suppose.
Let's move in that direction.
Yeah, right. That was a good call. It just occurred to me.
As you cross the ruins and get to the other side, you see more of these figures in the fog.
I'll keep my stick close.
You step as you step onto the other side, you see
We're about to become prisoners.
ahead of you
Right.
this enormous structure. It is a building beyond the scope of anything you have seen in your lives.
Is it in ruins or is it still?
It too is in ruins, but you can still see the shape of it because it is so massive.
Inspiring.
You can see the extent of the curve as it moves off into the fog and the great building that is an appendage to it. And high up above, you can see that there are structures that have been built out from the center that extend outward into flat spaces up high.
Is there anything on
No.
What did the
Sorry,
woman
I'm more
look
preoccupied with the people. Are they armed?
Yes, they are all armed.
What did the woman look like? Did she just look like a commoner? Was she wearing like a noble woman's
What she was wearing looked like noble dress.
No, the keepers. They might be trying to defend this place from something. We are intruders.
Whatever that guy used when he said master, I'm going to yell that word. Whatever that was.
All of these figures go to attention with their weapons across their chest.
Ooh. This is not change of pace.
I'm going to point at myself and say that word.
They all look at each other. And they motion towards a great door on the side of this appendage building. It is a huge towering structure.
If we are going to communicate with anyone, this spell isn't going to last much longer.
Oh, let's go.
I suppose that's true.
Let us go. We're going in this building?
it? Yes.
All right,
I vote yes.
All right.
off we go.
You step to the great doors on the side, and these figures open the doors for you. Inside is blackness.
I cast light
Aha!
on my mace.
On your mace?
Yeah.
Most excellent. These figures are rather amazed, then step back.
So in the light, can we still see them in the light? They look like,
Yes,
they look like normal dudes.
they do.
I wonder if these guys are real, because I was assuming they were.
Did anybody ask how many there were? I don't remember that number being.
How many? It was many, but we didn't say how many.
Now you've probably got, now at this point you have 12, in addition to the one who's brought
A dozen. We can handle a dozen.
Right.
Can we see anything else with the
All right.
light?
As long as they're not set.
Well,
As you look through the doors with the benefit of your light, in the darkness you see hundreds
Of people?
people.
No longer think we can take this.
Guard
Right,
type
huh.
people?
Yes.
well, we are committed, aren't we?
Yes, you are. As a matter of fact, as you step through the doors, from the fog surrounding the ruins, they close behind you.
Oh, stinky.
And this is a good place, I think, for us to stop.
Great cliffhanger.
Oh, man.
Time to stop.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Like, share, subscribe.
Well, yeah, like, share, subscribe is a good thing to say, as a matter of fact. And I'm having an awfully good time on my side.
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. We will continue not next week because it is a holiday and I'm going to have a really good time. We'll come back the week after that and have our own holiday and a really good time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Once again, thank you everybody for all of the wonderful support of our Kickstarter. Now we get to make this game a reality.
Alright.
So, like, share, subscribe, as they say, and join us here in 2 weeks to find out if anybody gets out of this building alive.
We're all rolling the credits.
Or we can just start again. And see how it goes.
I'm just excited that I've learned a single word in an ancient dead language.
Yes.
There you go.
Only like a million more to go.
So,
There you go.
thank you, everybody, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Still possible.